everybody, and welcome to this week's video. I'm doing a very relaxed 24-hour readathon. It is 12 o'clock on the 2nd of January. Happy New Year. If you haven't watched my last video, I would have said that in that. Also, what is my hair doing today? I have a lot of very short books on my TBR for January. I'm not gonna tell you them now because I don't know if I will stick to that in the next 24 hours, but I decided I wanted to just see how much I could read, not necessarily naturally because I don't have any plans today or tomorrow, I just have time. So I'm going to be reading for most of that. I thought it'd be fun to document it. I'm going to be sleeping however much I normally would, which frankly is not much, but there will be sleep involved today at least. So I just thought I will mood read through my TBR, see how much I can get done, and show you guys what happens. So I am currently reading Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Who's this by? By Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I think I'm butchering that name, but oh well. This is a Japanese bestseller. It's obviously translated to English so that I can read it. I found this in a charity shop for £1.50, which I'm so ecstatic about because I was going to buy this book full price from Waterstones, and I'm so glad I didn't. All I know about it is that it is like a time travel cafe. Like you can go back to a specific day and, I don't really know, reflect on the day, I guess. But you only have the time it takes for your coffee to get cold, and then you have to come back to your present time. And I've seen mixed reviews. A lot of people have obviously liked this, hence it being a bestseller, but I have seen some people that tend to read like romance books that I would read not loving it, but I thought I'd give it a go. I want to broaden my reading spectrum, I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, and branch out to more translated stuff. I've read some translated stuff last year. I obviously read manga, not much of it, but I've read manga and like that, so I just thought I would try this. It's a bestseller for a reason, like it must be good. So this is what I'm currently reading. I'm so happy to own this. I've been looking at it for so long and questioning whether I should get it. I panicked because I thought maybe it's not for me, but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be good. So it's 12 o'clock, let's see how much I can read. I have finished Before the Coffee Gets Cold and part of my heart is broken, I think, thanks to this book. It was really, really beautiful. So it's a collection of 4 interconnected stories. I wouldn't call them obviously standalones because they are all based in this cafe where you sit in a specific seat and you can go back in time, and you have to come back before your coffee gets cold. Basically, you can't change the present or anything, but you can just go back and interact with the people in your past that have been in this cafe as well. It was really beautiful. I really enjoyed it. The second and the 4th story made me cry, so I think that's all we need to know. I highly recommend this. It is very, I think introspective is the word I would use for this. It definitely makes you appreciate the moments in your life that you would maybe go back to just to interact with a person for the last time or get some clarity on a situation. But this was gorgeous. So we have the first story follows a girl that has just been broken up with and she wants to go back 1 week to talk to her ex. Then we've got a married couple and the husband has got Alzheimer's, so he's forgetting who his wife is, so the wife goes back in time to see her husband before he forgets her. You've got a story where someone's sister has died, so they go back in time to see her one last time. And I'm going to leave the 4th story a mystery because I really loved that, and it was a good twist for the, not a twist, that makes it sound very dramatic, but it was a good switch up from the other stories. So highly recommend this. I gave it a 5-star. I don't know what book I'm going to go on to next. I've got some options, so I might read The Hero of this book by Elizabeth McCracken, which I think is about her mum, or I might go for something a bit lighter and read the Tatami Time Machine Blues, which the only thing I know about that really is they break the remote for the air conditioning by spilling Diet Coke on it, and so they want to, this is another time related thing, so they want to go back in time to not spill Coke on it, or to get the controller so they can change the aircon. So I might read that. There are some romance books I want to check out, or is it The Stolen Air by Holly Black? I think that's what it's called. The next book in the, what is it called? Folk of the Air, I think it's called, that series. I've got 2 more books in that to do because they're like a separate duology in the same world. So I kind of want to read that. I've got that on my Kindle. This is a bit up in the air what I'm going to pick next, but I have some house chores to do. I'm going to do those and then I will come back and tell you what I've picked. So, despite what the lighting is saying, it is actually only 5:10. I actually finished my second book at 4, but then I took a break because my brain was hurting. I picked up After Midnight by Umgard Kuhn, I think is how we're saying this, which is just like 140 pages ish, following a 19-year-old in Nazi Germany who, her best friend is in love with a Jewish boy. I think her brother is writing banned books. So she's got a lot of links to people that would obviously be in trouble in Nazi Germany. This just wasn't for me. It reminded me of The Book Thief, and I read that in school and I also didn't like it. So this one was just not for me. Unfortunately, I'm giving it a 1 star. That is obviously very personal. I personally am clearly not a fan of Nazi novels. I don't think that's the right term for this. And I've said the word Nazi quite a lot now, which is quite weird. But this just wasn't for me. It had some good moments in it. Like people have described it as satirical. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. This was a bit of a letdown. I was expecting more. So, in order to combat my brain pain, I am going to dive into Beg, Borrow or Steal by Sarah Adams. It's a new release and it's not meant to come out until the 7th, but Tesco put it out early, so of course I grabbed a copy for £4. Banger, banger, love a cheap book. And I have loved both of the Sarah Adams books that I've read so far. I've also got the rule book by her that I haven't read, but I thought I want to pick this one up more than that one, so I'm gonna crack on with this. Hopefully I can finish it before I fall asleep. I feel like that's attainable. If I did 2 books in 4 hours, that's kind of, well, this is bigger than both of them combined, but I am very quick at reading romance. My brain just sort of gets into autopilot with that, so I'm gonna crack on with this and I will see you when I finish it. I finished my reading for today. It is now very late because I decided to slug about all day and not film this clip and give myself a haircut because that's what I do when I'm bored. So I finished all the books. When I say finished all the books, I didn't have a set TBR. I finished the 24 hours. I obviously read from 12 yesterday to 12 today, and I only did 3 books because I won't lie to you, I slept a lot. I stopped reading around 10, proceeded to watch TV for 2 hours, and then fell asleep until 11 today. So, but I still think 3 books is really good for what was like 10, 11 hours, not even 12 hours. Obviously the first book I read was Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I gave this a 5 star. I will not harp on about this because you will hear about this very much in my wrap up at the end of the month. I then read After Midnight, which I did not enjoy, even though it was tiny. Gave this a 1 star. I have nothing more to say on that. It will be unhauled. And then I read Beg, Borrow or Steal, which is Sarah Adams' new book. I think I mentioned I got this like a week early because Tesco put it out, which I was buzzing about. I literally was on my lunch break at work and I was with my co-worker. I was like, I need to buy this. So I got that and I loved it. This is my favourite out of the 3 in this like interconnected standalones. I'm assuming there'll be another one because there's another sibling we haven't had yet. but I think the first books are literally behind me. We've got When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect. I think I gave them both 4 stars. I can't remember which one I said was my favourite at the time, but this blew both of them out of the water. This is like a 4.75. If I sit on it, it may go up to a 5-star by the end of the month. So loved this. This follows Emily and Jack, who are both teachers. Emily is an aspiring author. She's been writing her novel, keeping it to herself, not saying anything to anyone. Jack had moved out of town to go get married, and now he's back because he's called off his wedding. It was great. I really loved it. They have like a work rivalry, like they went to college together, they were rivals there. Now at work they're rivals too. It's like they can't escape each other sort of thing, and then he becomes her neighbour. So I loved this. I ate this up. So this was great. I never know how to end these clips. This was great. I think this will be a bit of a shorter video, but then I should have some longer ones coming out soonish, because I plan to do some sit down videos just to like wrap up last year a bit. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.